both can't believe something and can believe it at the same time? That's what happened to me when I saw the comments from Mystics co-owner Sheila Johnson about Caitlin Clark on CNN. If you didn't see them, she essentially said, or she didn't essentially say, she said, why can't you put the whole of WNBA on the cover?
A simmering feud between Mystics owner Sheila Johnson and Caitlin Clark is coming to light. Not on the court, but behind the bright lights of the WNBA. And it's exposing deeper divisions within the league, ones that could threaten its very future. At the heart of this growing tension lies something far more complex than a personal rivalry.
It has taken the WNBA almost 28 years to get to the point where we are now. And this year, something clicked with the WNBA. And it's because of the draft of the players that came in. It's just not Caitlin Clark. It's Reese. We had so many.
Caitlin Clark's selection as Athlete of the Year was celebrated as a massive milestone for women's sports, but not everyone cheered. Some critics pushed back, questioning whether the spotlight should shine solely on one player.
Respectfully to Sheila Johnson, who is the owner of the Washington Mystics, y'all haven't been relevant in 5 years. The last time y'all were relevant was in 2019 when Elena Delle Donne was on your team and helped y'all capture your first and only championship in franchise history. You should be the first person to be.
Sheila Johnson, the influential owner of the Mystics and a longtime champion of women's basketball, stirred controversy when she suggested the award should have highlighted the WNBA as a whole, not just one individual.
It's almost 2025, and the WNBA is still complaining about Caitlin Clark. A few days ago, the Washington Mystics owner, this woman right here, went on CNN and talked about, you can't just pin the league's success on Caitlin Clark. But little did she realize, 31% of her team's total attendance for the year was the 2 games that they played.
Her comments cracked open a larger debate, one about how women's sports are portrayed in the media, and the ongoing battle for equal exposure.
So the Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson goes on CNN and says that the entire WNBA should have been put on the cover of Time magazine. It is hard to get away from this conversation because it just keeps making national news. And to be frank, I've never seen a story in the WNBA get as much widespread coverage as this is getting.
Caitlin Clark's electrifying performances, a blend of sharp skill, magnetic charisma, and fierce competitiveness, have catapulted her into the spotlight, drawing a massive following far beyond her college days.
There's been no player in my time of paying attention to women's basketball that has been more polarizing than Caitlin Clark. She was named Time's 2024 Athlete of the Year, which I think is well deserved for what she did in the college game and then bringing it to the WNBA.
Clark's Athlete of the Year win marked a defining moment, a clear sign of the growing wave surrounding women's sports. But Sheila Johnson's reaction offered another lens, one that pointed to what she sees as a deeper issue: the continued underappreciation of the WNBA itself. Too often, she argues, the league's collective achievements are overshadowed, lost in the noise surrounding individual stars.
Athlete of the Year is Caitlin Clark, obviously.
Yeah,
everyone was talking about Caitlin Clark. I mean, sales for, to watch games, WNBA games, just increased and skyrocketed because of her.
That's right.
In her statement, Sheila Johnson made it clear her critique wasn't aimed solely at Caitlin Clark. It was about a broader issue, representation in women's sports. She stressed that the league has fought long and hard to earn its respect, and her message resonated with many who believe Clark's accomplishments, while undeniable, shouldn't eclipse the league's overall contributions. Johnson is pushing for equal pay, better media coverage, and more meaningful sponsorships. A call to focus attention on the league's collective progress. Yes, the WNBA has made strides, but structural challenges still loom. Her remarks weren't a takedown. They were a plea for unity and forward momentum.
Johnson. It's just not Caitlin Clark. It's Reese. We have so much talent out there that has been unrecognized, and I don't think we can pin it on just one player. I want to be very diplomatic about this, Johnson continued. It's just the structure of the way media plays out race. I'm going to be very honest. I feel really bad because I've seen so many players of color that are equally as talented and they never got the recognition they should have. And I think that right now it is time for that to happen. So last night,
To Sheila Johnson, the WNBA is more than a sports league. It's a symbol of grit, talent, and the relentless fight for gender equity in athletics. She believes shifting the narrative from individual glory to team-wide advancement could strengthen the entire movement. But not everyone sees it that way. Critics argue that Caitlin Clark's rise inspires the next generation, brings in new fans, and puts a long overdue spotlight on women's basketball. For many, Clark isn't just a rising star. She's the future the sport has been waiting for.
They're human. I'm not surprised that we're seeing envy, but envy, a feeling of discontented or resentful longing aroused by someone else's possessions, qualities, or luck. With Caitlin Clark, it's not at all luck. But what we're seeing, but not generalizing, not by every WNBA player, but by some...
Sheila Johnson's comments on CNN, which downplayed Caitlin Clark's impact, may have been aimed at boosting the idea of team unity, but they ended up reinforcing the very influence she was trying to diminish. Clark, the breakout rookie from Iowa, has quickly become a household name. Her deep-range shots, thrilling style, and undeniable charisma have captured the attention of fans and headlines across the country. Johnson's claim that no single player drives the league's success doesn't hold up when you look at Clark's ability to sell out arenas, like when the Mystics hosted the Fever. Her presence alone proves that individual stars can, in fact, elevate the entire sport.
Watching her play, she's incredible. She's got range that you have to pick her up basically as soon as she crosses the half-court line, because she's dangerous from everywhere. Like you're watching shooting against her. Like Caitlin Clark's going to be in that conversation here for years. Not like that girl can flat out shoot. So
and she doesn't. And this is taking nothing away from the way women shoot a basketball. But her form looks more like a guy, where it's more of a pull-up and a follow-through rather than a push. And I honestly think that's one of the reasons.
Caitlin Clark's rapid rise in the WNBA holds real power, not just for ticket sales, but for introducing the league to new, previously untapped audiences. The packed stadium during the Mystics versus Fever game wasn't a fluke. It was proof of her magnetic appeal. And that doesn't take away from the countless other WNBA players whose talent and dedication have helped grow the game. Clark simply offers a unique bridge, one that can connect casual viewers to the depth of talent across the league. Instead of resisting her star power, the WNBA should embrace it, using her momentum to expand the sport's reach. Johnson's critique risks alienating a new wave of fans who are just starting to care. That record-setting Mystics Fever crowd, it's proof that star power and league-wide growth don't have to compete. They can rise together.
This is Jen Hatfield, your Washington Mystics beat reporter. The Mystics had an early tip-off today for Camp Day, which is when children from local summer camps get to attend and scream their hearts out. The Mystics drew 14,400 fans today, which is a record for any WNBA team this season, according to Across the Timeline. But without injured starters Elena Deladon, Shakira Austin, and Ariel Atkins, the Mystics suffered a somewhat disappointing loss to the Indiana Fever, and head coach Eric Thibault said post-game that the team just didn't have the right focus today coming in. But Thibault and the players alike appreciated the opportunity to perform in front of kids who are in the same position that they once were growing up watching the WNBA.
If the WNBA truly wants to thrive, it has to lean into the energy that athletes like Caitlin Clark bring to the game. The packed arenas, they speak louder than any headline. Sheila Johnson may have meant to promote unity by downplaying the Clark effect, but the league's future depends on recognizing and celebrating the stars who drive visibility. Sure, egos will clash, perspectives will collide. That's part of the spotlight. But this latest clash between Mystics owner Sheila Johnson and rising WNBA icon Caitlin Clark reveals something deeper. Even Clark has said the league's growth isn't just her burden to carry. And she's right. She's consistently acknowledged the incredible effort, talent, and drive of her teammates and competitors. But there's no denying the impact she's made. Her fire, her flair, it's breathed new life into a league long struggling for mainstream attention. The WNBA is home to phenomenal athletes who've shaped the league through years of hard work. Johnson's comments may have caused waves, but Clark, in a recent interview, made one thing clear. It's not about choosing between individual greatness and team success. It's about blending both, and that balance may be the key to pushing the WNBA to new heights.